I suppose most of you have heard of Zen. But before going on to explain any details about it, I want to make one thing absolutely clear. I am not a Zen Buddhist. I am not advocating Zen Buddhism. I'm not trying to convert anyone to it. I have nothing to sell. I'm an entertainer. That is to say, in the same sense that when you go to a concert and you listen to someone play Mozart, he has nothing to sell except the sound of the music. He doesn't want to convert you to anything. He doesn't want you to join an organization in favor of Mozart's music as opposed to, say, Beethoven's. And I approach you in the same spirit as a musician with his piano or violinist with his violin. I just want you to enjoy a point of view which I enjoy. Now then, when that's been said, and I hope it's put your minds at rest, let me give you first of all some simple historical information. Zen is a form of Buddhism. It originated in China about 500 AD, and about 1200 AD it migrated to Japan, where it exists today. And it is a form, it's a way of life that has had an immense influence on the arts and on the culture, the poetry and architecture of the Far East. It has lately become of enormous interest to many people in other parts of the world. Now, normally when one talks about Buddhism, Zen is a form of Buddhism. It is supposed that you're talking about a religion. And people are apt to classify themselves as Buddhists. As they might say, I am a Catholic, or a Methodist, or a Baptist, or an Episcopalian, or a Jew. But that is rather misleading. Buddhism is not a religion in that sense. If we want to find an equivalent to Buddhism in our society today in the West, probably the nearest thing to it is psychotherapy. When a person goes to a psychiatrist or a psychoanalyst to work out a serious personal problem, not because he's just nutty, I mean not necessarily because he has hallucination or excessive singing in the ears with no clear physical origin, but when a person feels that his whole life is somehow disoriented and wrong, and he doesn't go to the preacher because the preacher only moralizes to him and says, my man, you should have more faith in God or something. And so he goes instead to a doctor because in our day, a man with the tag of science on him has more prestige than a man who has the tag of religion. And so when a psychiatrist goes to work on it, his objective is more or less to change your state of consciousness. That is to say, if your state of consciousness, your state of mind, is one of being day after day constantly depressed, the objective of going to a psychiatrist or a psychotherapist is to have your state of consciousness changed to one of happiness.
Galaxy S8 Edge.
Now, in a somewhat similar
Sweet,
way,
bro. Hell yeah.
the objective
Yeah, man, I'll give it to you.
of Buddhism in all its forms
Awesome.
is to bring about a fundamental change.
Whatever you want, bro. Whatever goes to the new computer, bro.
Every day,
You know?
consciousness.
Yo, that shit is dope, bro.
If I make it
Dope, bro.
get more specific,
Hell yeah.
it's to
For
bring
the fans,
about
man.
a change in your sense of personal identity. That is to say, in your sensation of who and what you are.
Yeah, bro, I know.
It's just so clear, bro.
That shit's so clear, bro.
Yeah, I like this.
Oh, man.
In this way, Buddhism, which I suppose you know, is a method of changing consciousness, discovered or invented by a man called Gautama, who lived in India shortly after 600 BC, who was given the title Buddha because the word means the awakened one, the man who woke up. And therefore, that very title suggests that ordinary people are asleep. I remember a very wise man who used to give lectures like this. When he came in, he used to be silent. And he'd look at the audience. And he'd gaze at everybody in the audience particularly. For a long time, everybody would begin feeling vaguely embarrassed. And when he'd gaze at them for a long time, he'd say, "Wake up!
Wake up!
You're all asleep.
You're all asleep.
And if you don't wake up, I won't give any lecture."
And if you won't wake up, I won't give any lecture.
Now, in what sense are we asleep? The Buddhists would say that almost all human beings have a phony sense of identity. A delusion, a hallucination as to who they are. I'm terribly interested in this problem of identity. And I try and find out what people mean when they say the word I. I think this is one of the most fascinating questions. Who do you think you are? Most people think that I is a center of sensitivity somewhere inside their skin.